1998, New York City. The lights were bright, the music was loud, and the fashion elite had gathered for one of the biggest nights of the season. Models, designers, celebrities, and business moguls filled the room. Among them was a well-known real estate billionaire whose name was already stamped across skyscrapers and headlines, Donald Trump. That night, however, business deals and media interviews were not what would make the evening unforgettable. Across the room stood a tall, elegant model from Slovenia, then known as Melania Trump. Later the world would know her as Melania Trump. She had built a successful modeling career in Europe before moving to New York in the 1990s. Poised, private, and observant, she wasn't easily impressed by fame or fortune. She had seen the glamour of runways and magazine covers. She understood the world of powerful men and flashing cameras. According to widely reported accounts, their first meeting happened during Fashion Week at a party in Manhattan. Donald Trump noticed Melania almost immediately. He approached her and introduced himself. At the time, he was already a public figure known for his larger-than-life personality and confidence. He asked for her phone number. But this is where the story often takes an interesting turn. Instead of immediately giving him her number, Melania reportedly declined and asked for his instead. It was a subtle but powerful move. Rather than becoming another name in a contact list, she shifted the dynamic. She wanted to see if he was serious. That moment revealed something about her personality, independence, control, and confidence. Trump gave her his numbers, all of them, from office to Mar-a-Lago. The ball was now in her court. Their early relationship developed privately. Despite Trump's public lifestyle, they kept much of their dating life out of the spotlight at first. New York in the late 1990s was buzzing with celebrity culture, but Melania was not someone who chased attention. She focused on her modeling work while gradually getting to know a man whose life was constantly under media scrutiny. Dating someone like Donald Trump meant accepting a world filled with headlines. Every public appearance could become a front-page story. Every photograph could spark commentary. Yet Melania appeared calm in that storm. Friends and interviews over the years have described her as measured and deliberate. Their relationship faced its share of ups and downs. Like many high-profile couples, they experienced a brief split in the early 2000s. Media outlets speculated, as they always do when powerful people are involved. But the two eventually reconciled. And this time, their commitment seemed stronger. In 2004, Donald Trump proposed. The engagement ring reportedly made headlines of its own, a large diamond that reflected the kind of grand gesture he was known for. But beyond the size of the ring was the symbolism of the moment. For Trump, who had been married before, this marked a new chapter. For Melania, it was a step into an even more visible public life. Their wedding in January 2005 took place in Palm Beach, Florida. The ceremony was held at Bethesda by the Sea Episcopal Church, followed by a lavish reception at Mar-a-Lago. The guest list included celebrities, politicians, and business leaders. It was the kind of event that defined early 2000s luxury culture. Melania wore a custom couture gown that reportedly took hundreds of hours to create. The images from that day spread across magazines and television screens around the world. But marriage is not defined by one glamorous day. After the celebration ended and the guests returned home, the reality of partnership began. In 2006, they welcomed their son, Barron. Becoming parents added a new dimension to their relationship. In interviews, Melania has often emphasized her dedication to motherhood. She maintained a relatively private presence compared to many public spouses, focusing on raising their son while her husband continued to expand his business ventures and television fame. At the time, Donald Trump was also widely recognized as the face of The Apprentice, a reality television show that further cemented his brand in American pop culture. The phrase, "You're fired," became part of everyday language. Through it all, Melania stood beside him at events and premieres, though she rarely sought the spotlight for herself. Then came 2015. When Donald Trump announced his candidacy for President of the United States, the world reacted with shock, curiosity, skepticism, and enthusiasm, often all at once. Political campaigns are relentless. They test not only the candidate but also their family. Melania suddenly faced a level of scrutiny unlike anything before. The campaign trail was intense. Rallies, debates, interviews, criticism, every day brought new headlines. Supporters praised the movement. Critics challenged it. And in the middle of that historic election cycle stood a marriage being watched by millions. In November 2016, Donald Trump won the presidential election. With that victory, Melania Trump became First Lady of the United States. The move to the White House marked one of the most dramatic transitions in modern American public life, from Manhattan penthouses and Palm Beach galas to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. As First Lady, Melania launched initiatives focused on children's well-being, including the Be Best campaign. She took on ceremonial duties, hosted world leaders, and represented the United States abroad. Throughout the presidency, their relationship was analyzed frame by frame. Body language experts weighed in on public appearances. Social media amplified every gesture. In the digital age, even a brief facial expression can become a viral debate. Few couples in history have experienced that level of microscopic attention. Yet, despite constant public commentary, they remained married. Supporters often describe their relationship as one built on mutual understanding, two individuals who understand the cost of ambition. Critics see it differently. But love stories involving powerful figures are rarely simple fairy tales. They are shaped by pressure, responsibility, and public judgment. After the 2020 election and the end of Trump's first presidential term, the couple returned to private life at Mar-a-Lago while remaining influential in political and media circles. The spotlight did not disappear. If anything, it evolved. In 2024, Donald Trump made history again by winning another presidential election, becoming only the second president in U.S. history to serve non-consecutive terms. That victory once again placed their marriage at the center of American political life. Returning to the White House meant stepping back into one of the most scrutinized roles in the world. Love at that level is not just about romance. It becomes partnership under pressure. Every decision carries global consequences. Every appearance sends signals to allies and rivals alike. The personal becomes political. Looking back at that first meeting in 1998, it is difficult to predict that a Fashion Week encounter would lead to one of the most widely discussed marriages in modern American history. From a Manhattan party to the White House, twice, their journey reflects ambition, resilience, and adaptation. Some love stories are quiet and private. Others unfold on the world stage. This one unfolded under chandeliers, camera flashes, campaign banners, and presidential seals. Whether viewed as a tale of ambition and partnership or as a controversial chapter in American culture, the relationship between Donald and Melania Trump remains undeniably historic. It spans industries, fashion, real estate, television, politics. It has weathered media storms, electoral battles, and global crises. And it all began with a conversation at a party, and a woman confident enough to say, "Give me your number instead." For audiences in the United States, the story resonates not only because of the personalities involved but because it intersects with modern American history itself. The presidency is not just a political office, it is a symbol. And the person standing beside the president inevitably becomes part of that narrative. In many ways, their relationship mirrors the American fascination with reinvention. A businessman turned television personality becomes president. A European model becomes First Lady. Together, they navigate the highest levels of visibility possible in a democracy driven by media cycles and public opinion. Love stories connected to power are always complex. They invite admiration, criticism, curiosity, and debate. But at their core, they still begin the same way most do, two people meeting, talking, deciding whether to continue the conversation. From 1998 to today, that conversation has never truly stopped.